All right, all right, all right. Good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing on this fine, cold 15 inches of snow coming tomorrow, Saturday afternoon, morning? Jeez. Honestly, I'd rather take the 15 inches of snow. We're right, like, give or take a couple of miles between 15 inches of snow versus 8 inches of snow and then like a bunch of ton of ice. I'll take the snow because the ice not good for the power lines. And I would prefer the house not freeze. So let's see. What do we got? What did we do last night? The Lightning beat the Blackhawks. The Knights pummeled the Maple Leafs 6-3. The Stars beat the Blues. The Capitals beat the Flames. The Flyers 7, Avalanche 3. The Devils beat the Canucks. The Sharks beat the Rangers, and the Quackers beat the Kraken. So that puts us basically the same thing, obviously, with the Bruins. The Leafs losing help. Everybody we're chasing, we have games in hand on. We've played 49 games. The Leafs have played 51. The Bruins 51. The Sabres 50. Flyers 50. Devils 51. Capitals 52. So, yeah, we're back to the old games in hand routine, but at least we have them. Hey, Hungry, how you doing, buddy? No update on anything yet. Colin, good morning. Hungry, yeah, the Olympic dropped their power rankings. I saw that. Once we get a few more people in here, I'll show that, Hungry. That got me cursing on a Saturday morning, Hungry. What in the F and F? Colin says, Nita Islanders Habs win today. Hey, Ryan. Oh, we're fine. What happens is Panthers, as a wild card, meet the Lightning in the playoffs and the champs get eliminated in the first round. It could happen. It won't happen though. We're gonna go through the metro. JC, how you doing, bud? Still snow and ice on the ground. You got power though, right? That's what matters, right? Hey, Goat Slayers, appreciate that, bud. Yeah, exactly. Just chill out, gut it out, and see who can make it back. There's really not much else we can do. Hunger, you did the math and it's absurd. So let me see here. Let's look at what Hungary sent was the athletics. Why is it not? Oh, here we go. Okay. So this is the athletics power rankings, and this is what they had for us. They said last week 16, now they're at 14. So they actually moved us up a touch here. Says no excuses. Play like a defending two-time Stanley Cup champion. The Lightning played at a 109-point pace without Kucherov during the 21 season. The Avs were one of the league's best teams without Landeskog for multiple seasons. Great shit, dipshit, idiot. Whoever wrote that sentence has got to there's somebody that gets pegged. Okay, whoever wrote that sentence is as mind-numbingly stupid as anybody we've seen out there protesting in Minnesota. That is the dumbest shit I have ever read in the history of my 54 years. Sorry, Florida, we're not just buying. We've had to play without Barkov and Kachuk all season. Excuse. I like the analogy how the Lightning played without one player and the Avalanche played without two players, but the Panthers playing without, or excuse me, Avs and Lightning played without one, and we played without two. But it's just excuses, right? And Kucherov is not Barkov, and Landeskog certainly. I mean, they got McKinnon, so yeah, good share there, hungry. And then what he let us know was that he said he did the math, and it's hilarious. The 21 Bolts missed a total of 156 man games that season. The Avs lost between 170 and 200, and we've already lost 300 man games just barely halfway through the season. But, yeah, exactly, JC. That's just wild, man. That's just wild on a Saturday morning. Power is in, but you're expecting rolling blackouts. I mean, rolling blackouts, we can handle. I'll take that here over any possible, we're going to have the house heated up to about 70 degrees. So we got about 12 hours in the house before it might start to get a little nippy. Great White says, if you live in Florida, let's stop telling Joss how hot it is. It's 80s every day down there. Stop rubbing it in. Is that cold weather going to get down there at all? Let me see. Where my parents live, no. Damn. Because I know in the Panhandle, it's supposed to be really, really cold. But it ain't moving down there anytime soon. The high where my parents live today is 71 with a low of 64. You bastards. Hungry says, I get that they hate us, but damn, if you're going to cover the NHL, can you at least feign a little bit of impartiality? That's wild. It's time for the Panthers to prove they're great. Wow. That quite honestly is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, Beck, sounds like a cat hater is all. The Lightning are number 2 in the power rankings. That's about where they should be, too. Colorado, Tampa. That seems about right. Hungry, yeah, it's almost 100 where you're at, right? No, that's okay, Hungry. Yeah, Dango must have had a first-hand contribution in that, right? Hey, Kevin. We don't know. Do we know who's in net yet tonight? No, Colin, you said there's no updates yet. I'm going to assume Bob today and Tarasov tomorrow, but I never get it right in terms of what he's going to do with the goalies. Hey, Rosado. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? So now in terms of the games tonight, there's a lot. We're going to need some help. So Sabres and Islanders, Mammoth and Preds, Bruins and Canadians again. I guess we're just going to root for Montreal, right? Lightning and the Jackets, Hurricanes and the Senators, Wings and Jets, Kings, Blues, Panthers, Wild. 9 o'clock tonight, you bastards. It's Saturday night. And then the Capitals play the Oilers. So we need some help here. We're going to have to just hope Montreal wins that game. And because if we're chasing the wild card, I mean, what's funny about it is this is an interesting thing. We are no further away from the 3rd seed than we are the wild card if you take games in hand into account. But yeah, let Montreal win, because if the Bruins lose and we win, then at that point we're only 3 points out with a game in hand. Toronto doesn't play today. And then tomorrow, Avs play the Leafs. Good goal, Colorado. Then Devils, Kraken, Knights, Sens, Penguins, Canucks, Panthers, Blackhawks at 7, and Ducks and Flames. So we have an opportunity here. That's our game in hand on some teams, that game against Chicago tomorrow. Let's see. Ghost says you better be Tarasov, roll a hot goalie. Rosado wants Tarasov. Kevin wants Bobby. Sabres and Islanders are at 1. I gotta hit to the store and get a couple more things. I never went yesterday. Kyle apparently has requested alcohol, so there's that. Ghost Slayer says, let Tarasov play till they lose a game, even if it's tonight, even though we got a back-to-back. Rosado, how are they that good? I mean, they got a good team. First of all, Vasilevsky is having himself a really good season, so we'll start there. Come on, load the page. Boy, I guess I got to restart this laptop. Vasilevsky's at 2-1-3 and 9-1-8, so we'll start there. Now, one thing that is helping them that in the past has been a bit more of a problem, backup goalie Johansson is playing decent at 2.75, 8.96, decent. And then when you look at the rest of the roster, I mean, they kind of should be good. You know, I mean, you're still talking about Gensel, Hagel, Cooch, Paul, Point, Gord. I mean, and then of course on defense, they're, I don't know if Hedman's not back yet, but I mean, they should be good. And, when you look at the rest of the Atlantic, nobody else is really challenging them a whole ton. Goat says Tampa's also playing with a chip. It's pretty apparent after the games against us. Yeah, yes, Jaws, even on the back-to-back, the Wongo Beezer and Vokun even had to do it. Tarasov can do it. All right. I mean, I'm not going to heavily disagree. Rosati, you guess they just took 3 years off? Yeah, I mean, nobody can win every year. Nobody can mentally sustain, forget about physically. It's hard to mentally keep up that pace that you're going to need to continue to win like that year over year over year over year. Hell, even the Patriots dynasty took a few years off before they came back now. Hey, Lucas. Yeah, he says Dangle shot himself mid-review and said that wasn't even what stunk the most about last night's game. Said Stolarz is no good. He wants the team blown up. They lost at home. Yeah, I saw that. I think Stolarz, he should have had some conditioning starts. That was a wild way to start Stolarz. Coming back from all that time, you're going to throw him out there in the Marner returns to Toronto game. That's stupid. Anybody could have seen that happen. Vegas is a team that'll take advantage of something like that. Augie says Stolarz is sure making me look good. The regression is real. So yeah, I don't necessarily feel like Toronto's gonna. I don't know. I know Dangle's saying, "Well, let's blow it up. Let's blow it up." It's like that's a lot of contracts. It's a lot of contracts. I don't think there's really much that they can do there. What the hell? Holy crap! Jesus! Thank you, Great White. Holy moly, moly, moly. Damn, Great White. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. That's what I spent going to the grocery store, getting ready for the snow. Thank you. And hopefully no power loss. Thank you, brother. Hat back off. Thank you, man. Thank you, Great White. I can't wait to actually finally get to shake your hand in person, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Woo! I'm dizzy now. I can tell Donna's not on the chat, right? I can tell she's not in the chat. All right, let me scroll up. Here we go. Ghost Slayer says, speaking of pooping, some girl peed in her seat at a stadium and it drizzled down like 6 rows apparently, and she didn't leave until after security would call. Oh my, where was that, Goat? Jesus. That's the same thing Rosado said. Yeah, Dangle said it was more embarrassing than the Zamboni driver game. Yeah, Bob needs. At least he's not going to the Olympics. Hopefully, he can get a massage, man. Thank you, Great White. Thank you again, boy. The chat is letting you have it in a good way. I like it. I like it. He made a lot of money betting on the Sharks this year. JC. Oh my God. Oh man. That's funny. You're a funny guy, JC. I hope you lose your power for a couple of days. Huh? Jesus. So, did I see the IIHF decided to continue the Russian ban because of security concerns? Yeah. I mean, I didn't see it, but I mean, it's crazy times, man. It's absolutely batshit crazy times right now. Lucas says if Canada loses at the Olympics, then Bennington's career is over. I think he will not show up. I think he will show up for them, but it would be wild if not. Yeah, Crosby going for his third gold. Yeah, they're just making shit up to keep them out as long as possible. Nobody wants to play the Russians, right? Great White, you're planning coming this way in 2 or 3 months? Yeah, keep me posted. Keep me posted, man. When is that? That's like February, March. Yeah, that might even be around playoff time. Keep me posted for sure. Who would be the starting goalie? Well, probably, I don't know. Rosado, take your pick. Vasilevsky, Shesterkin, poor old Bobrovsky be riding the bench, right? Like, hell, they might even put. I'm going to assume Askarov is Russian too. They might pick Askarov over Bobrovsky. What is Askarov's numbers right now? I mean, it ain't hard to find somebody with better number than Bob's. Askarov's is 351, 890. It's worse than Bubba. No, maybe not. All right, maybe Askarov wouldn't be the guy. Maybe that's a bit of a push. Hey, Bucks, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, they're not going to let the Russians in. Yeah, the division is brutal, man. But it's okay. Look, every time, all we have to do is win every game. Just win every game. Guarantee you, if we win every game, we're winning the division. Hell, if we won every game from here on out, we'd win the President's Trophy, right? I mean, that would be like, let me see, what is that? 33 games, 66 points, plus 55. Might not win the President's Trophy. We could win every game from here on out and might not win the President's Trophy. Because that would be 66 and 50, 100. Yeah, I don't think we would win the President's Trophy, even if we won every game the rest of the year. We would win the division, though. Tampa's good, Bucks. It's just going to be a matter of who you guys have to play in the playoffs and if they can pull it off. I know, Rosado, the forwards Russia would just run over everybody. Lucas says it's crazy how fans demand players in these international tournaments based on regular season play more than Stanley Cup playoff success. That's a good point. It's kind of a good point. I still don't know why Austin Matthews is the captain of the American team. There's no planet where he should be captain over Kachuk. I mean, the dude's got 2 cups and he's beaten Matthews on the way to both of no, did we beat them the second time? No, that was Tampa Boston. The point stands. Like how Chucky's not captain and Matthews is ridiculous. Yeah, you think it has more to do with a certain coach's pettiness, which is fine by me. Hey, Great White. Appreciate you, man. All right, Goat. Yeah, so the member stream will be at 8:15. And then might go a little bit early there. Might do 8 since it's a late game. Might be like 8 o'clock for the member stream. And then it's a late night, man. And then it's going to start snowing and icing during the game. So hopefully tomorrow we're good. The plan tomorrow is the AFC Championship game and then the hockey game kind of at the same time as the NFC Championship game. As long as we have power, we'll be there. Hey, Bex, Samo hat trick tonight. We'll take it. We'll take it as long as we get 2 points out of it. Hey, David. How you doing, buddy? You're nice and warm there, aren't you, David? I bet you it's nice and warm. So, Mike, depends on the forecast. So, because I'm right on the bay, like really, really high up in the Chesapeake Bay, like we're right on the line of that warmer air that's going to cause the ice. So, like in town, it could end up being significant ice. But by the time you get to my house, because I'm basically right on the water, it might still be snow. So if we get all snow, we're looking at like 12 to 18 inches. But if it's ice, then we're probably looking at about 8 inches of snow, and then the ice is going to pound it down and pack it down. So I'm hoping for the snow, because the snow we're not going to lose power most likely. But we're like it's like if you look at the line of where the cold air meets the hot air, it's like right over my house. It's just ridiculous. So we'll see. Yeah, Kyle's going to need pancakes. I got extra waffles. Bucks, yeah, we're doing the game tonight. Yeah, as long as we got power, we should be good to go. David says, if you have Paramount, there's what could be a heck of a fight tonight. The main event almost surely not going the distance. I don't know if I have it. I don't know. I'm not sure if I have that. Is that like its own? I guess that's its own streaming service. Would I got that with YouTube TV? How about we get E2 2 goals? E2 needs to score. Some of these guys need to score. When are we going to know when Marchand's coming back? Why is he not back? We need him back. Mike, you live right on the bay too. You understand how that works. Yeah. Yeah. Minnesota, Bucks. I just hope we don't get the ice. It's pretty. Now, a few years ago, we got it in reverse, and it was really gorgeous. We had the freezing rain and ice first, and then it froze to the trees, and then the snow came, and oh my God, when we woke up, I mean, it was gorgeous. It was the most beautiful thing you ever seen, and we didn't lose power. But this is going to be backwards. So I don't know how the hell it's all going to. Driving, I don't think I know Donna's not going to work tomorrow. And Monday, we'll see. We'll see how much I got to shovel. Dave says it's called Paramount Plus. You got it because it's also CBS. Okay, I got you. All Paramount has a bundle with Prime. I do have Prime, so we'll see. Rosado says, I need to get myself a Lou jersey, but I'm not sure if he's staying after this year. No, Lustainen's still got another. I think he's still got one more year on his contract. Yeah, he's got this year and next year, Rosado. I suspect he'll be another one of those guys that we lock up. I would hate to lose him. The dude has played admirably on the top line most of the year. I know that he hasn't been scoring a ton, which is not his game anyway. But he's playing on the top line. He's a +2, which if that's all you got, that's all that matters. You know what I mean? And his point production hasn't dipped against the higher competition. Shot percentage is a little bit less, but I'd like for us to be able to keep him. He's an important part of what we do. Hey, scientist, how you doing, buddy? Dave says, I stream everything as I just can't pay $180 for $200 for cable when all I watch is sports. That's what I used to do for DirecTV, but it was just so convenient. But yeah, when it was hockey and football season and I was paying for center ice and NFL ticket, it was like $220 a month for those 6 months. That's all I watched was sports. Rosa, what are my picks for the Patriots in the other game and the Seahawks? It's the Patriots-Seahawks Super Bowl. Patriots win the Super Bowl. I've been saying Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl for about a month now, mainly just to annoy Kyle, but I keep calling it right, so I'm just going to stick with the Patriots winning the Super Bowl because it annoys Kyle. He signed his extension. Let me see here. What was the date? Signed on July 25th, 2023. So that's when he signed his extension. He was still an RFA at that point, Rosado. Oh, Paramount also has Star Trek. Oh, yeah. That Star Trek is a nice guilty pleasure. You've done all your work. Like for you, David, you've done your work, your bills are paid. You can just sit down and watch Star Trek with no worries. My camera, what the hell? Come on, internet. What's up with this new ESPN Select versus ESPN Ultimate? I hate it. $30 a month to essentially watch the same things that used to cost $11.99. Maybe that's what they're going to do, scientists. Maybe the first half of a game is going to be on ESPN Select, and the second half will be on ESPN Ultimate. Yeah. Frozen says, I just use the illegal sites. I'm not paying for 40 subscriptions. I get it. Winter Wonder, Maryland. Yeah, Great White. I don't think I have those pictures on here. I don't think they're on this one. I don't know. No. Where did I have those? Oh, those pictures, those are in my Gmail account. I don't even know how many years ago that was. Probably 7 or 8. Rosen says the Patriots are a scary pick after what the refs did to the Bills the other week, saying that wasn't a catch. I mean, from my perspective, it wasn't a catch. And I would have wanted it to be a catch. Like I have watched it trying to talk myself out of it being what the call is. And I don't want to, I don't want to hijack the stream here, but the way I look at it is if the defender wasn't there and he hit the ground and the ball comes out, it's an incomplete pass. So the problem is that the way that the rule is written does not specify the difference between a guy just hitting the ground and the ball coming out and the guy hitting the ground and the defender taking the ball away. It doesn't specify. If he already has possession, yes. But the problem is that in that circumstance, in order for possession to be considered possession, he has to survive the ground. So if he had taken a couple steps and then that happened, he's down by contact. It's a complete pass. But the way the rule is written makes it everybody's just going to fight about it. Yeah, Rosado. Yeah, it was the 2x1.5, and then the 3x3. So I guess this next one will be 4x4. The stream might have frozen for a half a second. Frozen. Yeah. Ball never hit the ground. Receiver never had possession. Ergo live ball. Ergo turnover. Great White. Yeah, we're gonna have layout in the snow. Man, well, yeah, it's supposed to start snowing tonight. So tomorrow, she's probably just gonna sink right into it. But we're gonna put her. Dana got her a Panthers jersey, so we're gonna put the Panthers jersey on her to help her be a little bit warmer. She's not fluffy, you know what I mean? She's not going to be out there rolling around in it for hours, not coming in. But we'll get her on. We'll get her on camera. Hey, Tippett had a hat trick last night, eh? Good for him. Rosado. Scientists used to be able to watch the Australian Open with ESPN Plus, but now it's ESPN Unlimited exclusive. Jesus. As long as we pay, they'll do it though, right? As long as we're willing to continue to pay for this stuff, they'll keep doing it. Eventually, like in 50 years, each inning of each baseball game will be on a different streaming service. Or it'll be paid by inning. Oh, that's an idea. What if they did baseball pay by inning and everybody just paid for the 7th, 8th, and 9th? But see, here's the thing. You can pay for the full game. And if you pay for the full game, you get extra innings for free. But if you only pay for the package that allows you to get the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, and it goes to extra innings, now you have to pay more. And it's more money to pay that way than it would have been if you would have just bought the whole game in the first place. So you're taking your chance. That's going to happen. And if I keep coming up with these ideas, they're going to hire me to come up with vicious ways to take everybody's money. I haven't thought about that one. Pay per inning. Sure. Totally viable. Lucas says our opponent tonight has 5 players on Reddit's All-Star Team of the Week. That's interesting. Coin-operated subscriptions, right? Lucas says with his 353rd career win, Andrei Vasilevsky has tied former Lightning goaltender Evgeny Nabokov for second most wins all time by a Russian goaltender. And Bob is in first with 448. Vasilevsky probably passed him at some point, eh? I mean, depending on how many more years Bob plays. Huh. Yeah. That's pretty cool, though. Where's Shesterkin? How many? Let's see. Shesterkin's career wins, only 179. Jeez, yeah, he's like not even close, and he's at 30 years old. Yeah, he won't touch either one of those. He won't touch that at all. Nikita Gusev. What do you do? Like, did he have like 30? Yeah, he had like 30 seconds with us, right? Yeah. That was a few years ago. I'm looking now, 11 games. Yeah, he was. I remember vaguely. I mean, I remember the name. That was it. That's the last time he played. I bet you he went over to the KHL, and that is yep, he's over in the KHL. He's doing well. We're the last team that he played for, and then he went over to Russia, and he's done pretty well for himself over there. JC says, forget paid by innings, pay for highlights. How would they do that, though? I don't see how they could. I mean, I don't see how they could viably do that because people would have known what the result of the game would be, right? I had to think about that one. But if there's a viable way to do it, they do it. Yeah, Russians like their goaltending. Sports will soon be like those peep shows in Amsterdam. In the UK, they pay by the show. Really? No shit. That's wild. Gateway says, Jaws were 5 points out of the wild card spot, or did I see that wrong? No, you're correct. So the Sabres are in the first wild card spot. We are 6 points out with a game in hand. The Bruins are in the last wild card spot. We are 5 points out with 2 games in hand. So, in theory, if we won both our games in hand, we would only be 1 point behind the Bruins. When do we play them again? Oh, geez. We play the Bruins next week. Not next week, the week after next week. We end the, yeah, we better make sure. I think we looked at this before. We got the Blackhawks and Mammoth, Wild, Blackhawks, Mammoth, Blues, Jets, and then before the Olympic break, Sabres, Bruins, Lightning. Just boom, boom, boom. So those 2 games there where we play the Sabres and then we play the Bruins, I'm not going to sit here and say that is the end-all, be-all of the season, but those games are going to be huge in terms of where we end up in the wild card race. The problem is that we play the Sabres on the 2nd, and then we play the Bruins on the 4th, and then after those 2 tough games, the next day, we end things by playing the Lightning. So, for starters, you're going to have Tarasov in again in one of those games against the Bruins and Lightning. You're not going to be able to play Tarasov both of those games. So we have an opportunity and we have our work cut out for us before the Olympic break. Yeah, and tomorrow the Leafs have the Avs. Yeah, same lines as Thursday during the morning skate. Thank you, bud. So that tells us still no Marchand. Jeez. I wonder if Paul is trying to keep him out longer to pressure him to not going to the Olympics. Like, aren't we approaching that period of time here? I mean, I know that he would want to go and all of that, but if he still can't play for us and we're in this position right now, I don't know, man. Lucas says at this point we just have to hyper focus on that last wild card spot for the most part. Yeah, I mean, unless Montreal or Detroit, surprise everybody and tank. I mean, Detroit were pretty well. Yeah, we're 12 points out of Detroit. Yeah, we got 3 games in hand, But even winning those, you're still 6 points out. Not likely. The Canadians could dip a little bit, maybe, but we've just got to win our games and do it that way. Boquist, Marchand, and Sabranga were the extras. Okay. David says this would be an absolute perfect time to start a nice 6 or 10 game winning streak. It really is. It's a shame Marchand's not in, man. I'd feel so much better about that possibility if Marchand was ready again. Beck said, remember all the times we said this year, what would we do without Marchand? Well, yeah. We need him back. Like, hope let's put it this way. If he's not back for those last 3 games, Sabres, Bruins, Lightning, then he's not going to the Olympics. You know what I mean? So, Oh, I appreciate that, scientist. Yeah, each one keeps getting better. That was my fault, though. As soon as I put it in, I was like, oh, I know what I did. Damn it. Sometimes the brain works, sometimes the brain farts. Rosado says Tyreek Hill will be released by the Dolphins by March 14th. Is that official news, Rosado? Hey, Runwood Kings. I like Bill Manis. Now, luckily, he's waivers exempt, so we don't have to worry about that if we have to send him back down. But considering Tippett and then considering Sordiff, like, I would want to keep Samoskevich and Vilmanis. Like, I'm not interested in a couple years down the road. This team is too old, and we lost Tippett, Sordiff, Samoskevich, and Vilmanis. Like, I know these guys aren't the second coming of Nate McKinnon and all of that, but I would like us to start keeping some of our young players. It's great to see Marchand doing what he's doing at his age, but he is 37. He is hurt, right? We already blew Sordiff out of town to make room for Marchand, and the salary cap is going to be such a so that if we have to have Marchand on the 4th line for the last few years, we'd be no problem that way. So Vilmanis especially would be a nice addition to that 3rd line if we ever had to go that direction. Tired of losing our guys. Craig says, which wild card goes through the Metro? Focus on that. Exactly. David, as soon as I put it in, I thought, that sounds like third marriage. Oh, man. Beck says, what if Marchand is out to conserve his energy for the Olympics? I'd be very surprised if they would let him do that, though. I just want to know what his damn injury is. Well, it's lower body. I'm pretty convinced it's some sort of groin type of deal. From what I saw, the way he got hit and how he landed right before Maurice took him out. It was reported by Barry Jackson. All right, so then bye-bye, Tai. Thank you, Colin. Appreciate that. King says the NHL find a way to screw Florida and Vegas with the salary cap. Rosado says your friend says we should trade Samoskevich for Panarin because we're in win now mode. You need better friends. Colin says Pomo says Marchand isn't too far off from returning. Okay. Yeah, Great White. Let's kick some wild ass tonight. Wild ass is good to, spank it around a little bit. Smack it around. Right? Where is Minnesota? I mean, I know they're in their top 3, but where are they? 67 points, 29, 14, and 9. They scoring a lot of goals, 172, allowed 144. Excuse me, I'm reading the star stuff. Well, I'm reading the stars, but the Wild is the same. They still got 67 points as well. Yeah. Colorado is, I mean, it's, yeah, they got that division pretty well wrapped up, I'm sure. Hey, Patel. No, I'm good. I'm good. I no real complaints. No, my complaints are preemptive for tomorrow because we're either going to get 12 to 18 inches of snow or we're going to get about 8 inches of snow and then a bunch of ice. So hopefully it's just the snow. Yeah, Josh Brown. Where did he go? Let's see. Where did Josh Brown go? He's in Edmonton. He was last in Edmonton. Last year, he played 10 games for Edmonton. Where is he now? He's got to be playing in the AHL, right? He's playing for Bakersfield. So that's Edmonton, right? So I guess he's still with the Oilers. Yeah. Colin says, yeah, whatever that means. That's where Pomo has been saying that for a while now. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with Maurice not wanting to give anybody an idea when guys are coming back. I assume that in his mind it gives us some kind of an advantage. I don't know, but he's old school. So I'm sure if you asked him, he'd have some kind of reasoning for it. Yeah, Rosario. He went to Edmonton. He was big dude though. He played a couple seasons with us. I mean, he was a 6th round pick, 6'5", 220. He's managed to stick around a lot of different teams, but he's managed to stick around the league long enough. When did we switch our? What are you talking about, Rosado? It's still Charlotte. It's still the Checkers. What are you talking about? It's been the Checkers for a few years now, right? Colin says, I'm guessing would be Utah or the Blues for a possible Marchand return. Where's my schedule? Yeah, that sounds about right. Maybe the Mammoth game since we're home. Mike says, I spoke to Donna and she agrees that you should be limited to only 3 snow angels. Oh, I don't think I've ever done a snow angel. Kyle, the boys have. The boys have. I was usually too busy playing with Fluffy. Springfield was a while ago. That was several years ago. Let me see. When did... that was during COVID. That was after the 1920 COVID season, Rosado. That was a while. Patel says, is Rempe on the Rangers? Still with the Rangers in the AHL? I believe he's still playing. I think he's playing a pretty regular role, actually. Let me see. He's played in 21 games this year. So I guess he's in and out of the lineup. I don't think he's been moving back down to the AHL, though. I think he's just, yeah, he's on the team, but he's like the 7th defenseman. So he's played about half of their games, maybe a little bit less than half their games. He's got a whole goal. He's only -2, but he's only getting 8 minutes and 42 seconds of ice time when he's there. So he must only be on the ice for very specific opponents. Autismo says, I don't think the vagueness regarding injury is even. Just look at the Leafs. Stolars fell off the face of the earth just to appear last night. The team's being vague is annoying, but I guess it's fine. Yeah, as fans, we're spoiled with too much information or wanting too much information, right? You don't think it's just Maurice, right? Yeah, Rosado, that's correct. That's correct about when we collaborated with Seattle. Yeah. Yeah, there was that one weird year where it was like they had to combine things. COVID had a lot of weird things happening, that's for sure. That's the one thing that when I was sick a few weeks ago, I realized that. Now, anyway, Rosado says, I don't know if you saw the comment on the Truth of Palmer. I did. I think I saw it. Yeah, I think I gave it a heart. Did I? What did I say, Rosado? Time to review that video and delete it immediately? Nah, I'll make another video bringing it to everybody's attention. I'll make another video. Tell says, so did anyone watch the Allmark interview? I saw a minute or two, and did he have social anxiety? I did not see that. I didn't see it. When was it? Usually stuff like that will come up in my feed. I think it was a few days ago, right? Yeah, it was like 3 days ago. No, I haven't watched it. I mean, that just goes to show you what the YouTube hockey algorithm is like. I mean, they found it here as soon as I looked for it, but I was not shown that at all. But they did show me Dangle's recap from last night. That was the first thing YouTube showed me this morning. Yeah, it's a 26-minute video, Patel. Yeah, I just found it. Yeah, maybe this afternoon when I'm back from the store, I'll sit and watch that because I am actually curious to hear about that. I would have thought there would have been other creators that would have maybe made some videos about it, but I guess not. Teasmill says, I see the temperature for Milwaukee Admirals versus Iowa. No, I can't imagine. Rosado, the comments were just on fire. I'll have to look at it. Rosado. Colin says the Leafs head coach looks like a mad scientist with the stitches on his head and the head in the background. So who do we want from the Leafs? Since they're going to fire sale everybody, who do we want? With OEL on the bottom, on Kulikov OEL wouldn't be that bad, right? You want OEL? Can't afford him. So you saw it on your feed from Florida Hockey now for the outdoor game, Flow Hockey. What was the temp? I can't imagine. I know we got some nasty temperatures coming. I don't know if we're going to be as cold as they said it was going to be. We were supposed to be in the single digits, but it doesn't look like we're going to be. Like it looks like the low for Tuesday night's going to be 11. But the whole week, like whatever comes tomorrow with the snow and all of that, whatever comes, we don't get above freezing for at least a week. At least a week. So that's going to be brutal. So let me see. Supposed to have 3 to 5 inches of snow tonight. And then tomorrow during the day, another 5 to 8 inches of snow and ice accumulating. So that's like, on the high end, that could be like a foot of snow and ice. And then Sunday night, it could be another several inches of wintry mix. And that's the stuff we get here on the Bay, is that wintry mix where it's snowing, sleeting, hailing, freezing, rain, and raining like all at the same time. You see some crazy shit where we live. That's going to be beautiful. So Colin says OEL. Give me OEL or nothing. Tell says it's funny if the Leafs fire sale when they basically have a similar record as the Panthers, right? Right? That's what happened with the Rangers last year. They panicked and blew everything up. And I was like, they weren't even that bad. They just were out of a spot. -8 with even worse wind chill. Jeez. Yeah, Lawrence is still there. Craig says Price is no issue. Matthews, so he can unlock his game versus being under a microscope. We can't make the Matthews trade until the offseason, though, because we can't fit him under the cap. I guess if Barkov doesn't come back, you want to talk about, hey, how about that? Not that I really would want this to happen, but if you want to talk about something that would destroy the city of Toronto, they put Barkov on season-ending LTIR. Panthers trade for Matthews. Matthews wins the cup with Florida. That's a good movie. Yeah, Lawrence is still there. You think Lawrence would be better than Cunnin? What's Lawrence's face-off percentage, though? Because that's what Cunnin's main value to us right now is. Lawrence's face-off percentage is 54%. I don't know how many draws he's taking. So Rosado says Rodriguez for Lorenz. Oh, they got to give us more than that. Cunnin is not our best face-off guy. Let me see. He's at 51.3%. I think that's going to put him second on the team. Lundell is not that much better, but he's up top. 52.3. I think that's going to be the Bennett. I don't think Bennett's save percentage is that good, or face-off percentage. Yeah, 47.2. Yeah, Cunnin is probably second on the team there. You can't, you don't want to go messing around with that. Great White. The Checkers have been the Panthers AHL team since 2020. Before that, there's the Springfield Thunderbirds, and then the first team was the San Antonio Rampage. I remember those guys. I agree, Susie. They need to come out to play. Steven says, YouTube commenters is hilarious. I'm apparently a scumbag. Why? Because since my favorite is Matthew Tkachuk, my favorite player is Matthew Tkachuk. Oh, that's the life of the internet now. That's what we got now, guys. It is what it is. It's a shame. All right, everybody, I got to roll. Donna's getting ready to walk out the door, so I gotta make sure everything is good as she's walking out, so she knows what we're doing tonight. Thank you, Great White. Much, much, much appreciation, brother. Thank you, man. I love you, brother. Everybody, The members will be at 8 o'clock tonight. I'll do it a little bit early tonight since it's a late game. So we'll do 8 o'clock for the members stream, 9 o'clock for tonight. And then what I'll do is I'll make sure my phone is charged up. So just check if I make any community posts like I lost power, I'll still have phone service most likely. So if we lose power before Sunday's games, I'll let you know. I'll let you guys know in a community post. I think, well, we're hope we're going to be okay. Just snow, just that warm weather. Just stay in town, because if it's snow, we're fine. But if we get all the ice, they're thinking we might get. It might get dicey around here because it's all woods. It's all woods. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate y'all, and we'll see you tonight.